Hello and welcome to another exterior video where I work on my truck. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. And on today's video I'm coming back to one issue that I had actually 2 years ago. It's my passenger primary catalyst converter. 2 years ago I tried to replace it, but I couldn't replace it all the way.
Flashback.
Now just look at those bolts, or what's left of them. I have no idea how I'm gonna take that off. Just look at them. They're completely rusted over. So that's something I'm gonna have to deal with now. And I'm not too sure what to do with those. I took off all the bolts from the top, so it's all loose over here. And on the bottom, as you know, we broke one bolt and we cut another one. So I had to take it to one of my friend's shop, and over there it was got done. But anyways, now 2 years later the catalyst converter went bad. Even though I didn't buy the cheapest one, I'm gonna put a picture over here which one I got. The name is either Exhaust Bro or some kind of weird name. Anyways, it was not the cheapest anyways, the one I bought, so you would think it would last, but it started to make noise. The actual unit I think broke inside, and it's something rattles inside, so that's not very good. So but this time around I figured I gotta put something good. There is some parts that you can use cheap parts, but some parts you just have to use good parts. So with the help of my friend, he actually works at the Nissan, I was able to get the real Nissan catalyst converter for almost half of the price. So I'm pretty happy about that. So now I'm gonna work and struggle to take the old one out, but hopefully it's gonna be easier because the bolts are only 2 years old. So I'm gonna leave the truck up, take the tire off, remove the inner liner, and then we can work on removing the catalyst converter. So let's see how that's gonna work out. Alright guys, the tire is out, the liner is out, so now we have more room over here to work on it. So this is the catalyst converter that I gotta work on, of course. So now I'm gonna try to disconnect the sensor, and then we'll see if I can unbolt these bolts, of course. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Alright, so the oxygen sensor is unplugged. So what I did, I just pushed the little screwdriver in there and just kind of wiggled it, and it came out with a little bit of effort. So now I can work on unbolting the oxygen sensor. So now with a special socket, I'm gonna go over the cable, of course. Let's see if we can take this oxygen sensor out. Doesn't want to come out. So for now I give up on trying to remove the oxygen sensor. The tool that I have, this socket, it starts to open up and just almost slips around, and almost trying to slip around it. I even tried to get the vice grip and grip the tool in there, but still it doesn't want to budge. I also burn it around it over here with a propane, trying to free it up, but still doesn't want to budge. So now, not to waste any time, because the sun is already setting up, so I'm gonna try to remove the bolts. I'm gonna try to remove the catalyst converter, and maybe on the ground I can try to work with it and do something. And I actually recently acquired this set of tools. It's not anyway paid promotion or anything. I just bought it because I really needed it, because it's a flex head with a ratchet mechanism, and it's already coming so handy. That bolt over there, all in the back, once I broke it loose, the space over there is so tight, but with this key it makes so much easier. Alright guys, so after just a little bit of a struggle and eating lots of dirt falling down, all the bolts are out. The 2 bolts over here are out, and 3 bolts over there. Well, the 2 nuts on this side and 1 nut and 1 nut over there. Actually, the whole stud came out. So the whole stud came out, which looks like not good. The 2 bolts holding it underneath, and the 2 washers and nuts over here. So now I'm gonna try to wiggle this out and take it out. And the catalyst converter is out. I know I didn't record anything when I was taking it out because it's pretty much useless to record from underneath. You cannot see anything because I don't see anything. But just look at this. So yeah, as you can see, the whole thing broke inside and it's moving inside. So that's very unfortunate. So I'm gonna try one more time, heat it up all around real good, even though I did it before, and gonna try to remove this oxygen sensor, but as you can see, it's already getting stripped from that tool. I might gonna have to get a new oxygen sensor. And it's actually a different day, guys. I had to stop that day, and then we had a snow. But anyways, now I'm gonna start reassembling everything all back together. So as you can see, I have a completely new original Nissan catalytic converter. So now what I'm gonna do, of course, gonna start reassembling everything. I got the new hardware as well, but this one comes with the studs, which I actually thinking maybe I'm gonna drive them out, maybe not, we'll see, because I have the bolts, and yeah, let's see how that's gonna work out. I also got the new gaskets, and I also got this thermal paste, so I'm gonna put this around so it's gonna make a better seal. But now I'm just gonna work on struggling putting this back in place, but hopefully it's all gonna work out. So right now I'm actually somewhat redesigning this because this catalyst converter came with all these studs. There was 2 studs in here and 2 studs on this side, but with the studs sticking out, I would not have enough space to slide the catalyst converter in place. So I'm gonna take them out. Actually, I already took them all out, and I'm just gonna use a new grade 9 or 10 bolts, which for these threads are actually M10 1.5. As you can see, on this is the one that gets screwed in here, but the other side is actually M10 1.25. So I don't know why would they use different size threads on 2 sides. Anyways, nothing is ever easy. So now I can try to slide this in, put the gaskets in, apply this silicone, let it dry for 1 hour, and then I can tighten up everything.
A few moments later.
Now, actually, to make my life easier, I went and I drilled these holes out. I took out the threads from there. That way I just gotta simply slide the bolt from the other side, put a nut and a washer and everything, and just make it tight that way. I think it's a much better way to do it. And if this is ever gonna get seized up or something, I can simply cut the bolt, take it out, and that's it. Alright, so after a little bit of a wiggle, the catalyst converter is in place. So now I'm just gonna put the 2 gaskets, the ring on this side and this gasket gonna go on that side. Then I'm still gonna try to do my best to pour that silicone in there on both sides, let it sit for an hour, and then I'm gonna make it tight. Alright, and a new catalyst converter from Nissan is in place. Bolts are tight. Now I'm just gonna fix this shield because the bolt over there is broken. It's been held just by one, using an oversized clamp to keep it in place. Gonna put the liner back in place, gonna put the tire on, and we're gonna let it sit for 24 hours for the gasket to cure, and then I'm gonna test it. Alright guys, it's been almost a month since I did the installation, and the installation is actually successfully done. I wanted to give it some time to make sure that all the bolts are tight, and for sure nothing got loose. I have no exhaust leak and everything is working. Once again, I want to give big thank you to my friend that helped me out to get this catalyst converter. I'm gonna leave his Instagram. He actually building a pretty awesome looking Nissan Frontier, so you guys feel free to check him out and say hi to him, and thank you from me as well. But like I was saying before, in in a lot of parts you can go cheap parts which are not critical, but main important parts you always have to get original parts. I'm so glad I got the original catalyst converter, so now it's all should be good. So as always guys, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you might find it helpful, and as always, until next time, everybody, bye.